Welcome to Fierce Fit Feminine and Other F Words. I'm Christine Brunelli, and I help women unstuck themselves. And today I'm going to help you get out of your skincare rut, your skincare routine rut, and add a little zhuzh so that your skin looks more refreshed, rejuvenated, and youthful. We're going to cover everything from cleansers to, oh my gosh, botox, fillers, and facelifts. Did I just say that? Okay, mostly spending time on skincare, but we're going to end with some of the fun stuff. Are you ready? Let's get started. There isn't any amount of makeup, hairstyling, or fashion that can take a pretty girl or pretty woman who has resentment, anger, bitterness, and a chip on her shoulder to make her look beautiful. I can tell you 120% that is true because I've met a handful of those women in the beauty salon that I've owned, and you can't make them pretty. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you? There's something about a grateful heart, a beautiful spirit that makes a person more attractive. So before I get into the surface outside things about beauty, I want to first talk to you about getting your heart and mind right, because that is step one to being a beautiful woman. And your beauty routine has to start with a mind and heart with gratitude. That doesn't mean you don't have bad days and you don't have anger moments. You know what I mean. I mean that you dwell, you reside in peace and gratitude. You are grateful for every single thing. And if it comes down to, I'm grateful to have clean water to drink, my girl, that is something to be grateful for, because there are women right now who don't have that. So we really do have to start there. Having gratitude and feeling thankful for all that we have, that comes through our eyes. That comes through our smile. If we have this thing in the back of our mind that we are owed something, or we have a chip on our shoulder, that also comes through. And you are not at your best when you reside there. So let's start your beauty routine every single day when your feet hit the floor in the morning with 3 things that you are grateful for. I'm at the point in my life right now where I am grateful that I woke up. And you know, I've said this a couple times on a few previous episodes. With COVID, regardless of where you fell with the whole pandemic and what your beliefs were, people died. People all ages died, and I would wake up in the morning, and I'm not a fearful person. I am a lick the windows kind of girl. I'm not afraid of germs and all that stuff. But a lot of people my age were dying, and I was grateful. I mean, I really hit this deeper sense of gratitude that I got another day. And that is one of the first things when my eyes open, thank you God, I have another day. And that to me is one of the best things you can do to start your day. That makes you more beautiful. It helps start the day out with the right intention, but you also want to think of other things that you can be grateful for. It's not just that you woke up. What else is it? Come up with a small list before you even turn on your phone and look at email and all of that stuff. What are you grateful for? That's step 1 to your beauty routine. But now let's get more practical, more tangible, because there are so many things that involve beauty, right? Hair, skin, nails, makeup, all of the fashion, everything. But if you feel overwhelmed, the best way to approach it is to break it down. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with really simple, basic things like skin. Let's start there. You want to cleanse, treat, and protect your skin, whether or not you wear makeup or not. Doesn't matter how old you are. Those things are basics. Cleanse, treat, protect. Now, cleansing is where most people get it wrong. And I'm going to touch on that because a lot of people don't realize they just wash their face, right? They're not paying attention, especially if you're 40 and under. Once you get over 40 and you start noticing changes in your skin, you start really paying attention, usually paying attention to the products you're using. Let's start with bar soap. I don't know if you use bar soap to wash your face. And if you're in a hotel room in a pinch, yes, That will do. But if you do it on a regular basis, no bueno. That is not good. It's not meant for your face. And there's a reason. The pH of your skin and the pH of that bar, completely different. So it is okay for the rest of your skin where it's thicker, not as delicate. But you want to use a soap-free cleanser or a facial soap bar that has a pH level that is meant for your face. If you use bar soap, now, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she's been passed, long gone. She washed her face with ivory soap every day. She used ivory soap in her hair. She was just from that era. She grew up in the Great Depression, and they made do with what little they had. I'm not talking about that. If you're in a place where all I can afford is having a bar of soap in the house, then girl, you're okay. Do what you got to do. You do you for now. This is when you are ready to take better care of your skin. Okay. Bar soap is going to cleanse your skin. It's going to clean it, but it's also going to dry it. And that is something that you will notice. If you've used it, if you use bar soap, it makes your skin feel really dry and dull and tight. And tight isn't a bad thing when we're trying to tighten it with serums, and it has a different effect than dry tightness. When your skin is dry and lackluster and tight from using bar soap, that's no good. And we don't want that. Can you counteract it with serums and moisturizers and all that? Yes, but if you do it the right way and use a soap-free cleanser that maybe has enriched moisturizers, like maybe even oatmeal or glycerin that helps replace and restore the natural skin oils that get stripped off like in a shower, then you're better off. Also, cleansing wipes. That's the second thing. Are they okay to use? Absolutely. Are they convenient? Yes. Are they good for your skin? No. They leave a trail of residue behind. They have high alcohol content. They do remove the bulk of dirt and oil and bacteria. But again, if you've used them on a continual basis, you'll notice your skin gets dry. That's because it's not matching the pH level of the skin on your face. So you want to use soap-free cleansers with no high alcohol content. This may seem like, oh, Christine, I know this already. But I just want to remind you that if you're trying to glow and you want to have glowy, dewy skin, the soap that you're using or the cleanser that you're using matters. And what works for your sister, your best friend, or even me may not work for you because we have different needs and we have different skin types. The oily, dry, normal with an oily T-zone type thing. We all have different needs. And for example, my daughter is 23. I'm in my 50s. We don't use the same cleanser. She uses a tea tree oil-based cleanser that I can use it once maybe, but on a regular basis, no, it does not do well for my skin. My cleansers that are heavy with moisturizers, because I have aging skin, not good for her young skin that is producing some oils, right? That could lead to some, young adult acne. We all have different needs. Also, within my age group, right? Let's just pick 40s and 50s. You are not going to have the same exact needs as the person standing at the makeup counter or in the drugstore looking for a cleanser. You're going to have different needs. A basic, non-soapy, soap-free cleanser, general cleanser is okay for most people. If it's just a basic Cetaphil, they have a soap-free cleanser. It's usually going to be a pretty safe deal for all of us. One of the things that gets our skin upset is fragrance. And I love like a good mask after you have a facial and it just smells fruity and yummy and all of that. But one of the things that our skin doesn't like is fragrance. So if you're having a reaction to any skincare product, you might want to think about the fragrance that's in it. So you want to go fragrance-free if your skin is irritated easily. And you already know this if you know your skin. Okay, but let's just talk about makeup for a minute because I'm a makeup freak. I love product. And cleansing your face at night, I have been guilty of falling asleep with makeup on. I'm not going to lie, it happens. But makeup has pigment, preservatives, minerals, metals. if you leave it on your skin, it gets into your pores. And you have to remember, and I always remind myself of this, our skin is an organ. It is an organ. It needs us to take care of it like an organ. And going to sleep with makeup on is the opposite of taking care of it, okay? So let me just put that out there, that you should definitely be washing your face at night. So I am a 2-a-dayer. I'll usually, when I wash my face at night, that's when I do all of my serums, which you're going to get into in a minute. But I do all my serums and moisturizers. And then in the morning, I just do a gentle splash of water. I don't use a cleanser because I went to bed with clean skin, but I use warm water or like lukewarm, nothing too hot. Not always freezing cold, but just comfortable water just to get residues off my skin before I apply makeup. So twice a day, for sure, washing my face. And if you go to bed with clean skin, you do not need to use a cleanser again in the morning unless you are on some type of treatment or a regimen for acne or some sort of a skin condition. Okay, before we get into treatment for the skin, I do want to talk to you about your pillowcase. How often do you change your pillowcase? Have you ever thought about that? Your pillowcase should probably be changed more than your sheets. You're breathing on it, you're drooling on it, you're doing all kinds of stuff on it, and it's filled with bacteria and also dandruff from your scalp, whatever is in your hair, it's all on your pillowcase. Your skin will glow better if you change your pillowcase frequently with a fresh one. I wonder if someone has ever put a pillowcase under a microscope. I don't even want to think about it, but it really does make a difference. And while I'm here speaking about pillowcases, having a silk or satin pillowcase is great for your hair. I know cotton breathes. I personally love bamboo, so I sleep in bamboo, but my pillowcase is satin or silk because it's great for your skin and it's great for your hair. Okay, let's talk about treatments. And the reason I'm moving into treatments is because it's overwhelming. What should we be doing? What should we be adding? Do we all need toner? Do we all need serum? What do we need? Well, we all need different things. Toners they're part of our treatment regimen. Remember, we're cleanse, treat, and protect. Toners in the old day used to be very drying. They're not drying anymore. They help close the pores. They are very relaxing for the face. You can get pure rose water in a spray bottle as a toner. And that is not a synthetic fragrance. They actually use rose. So you might do okay with that, as far as a fragrance goes. So toners are really nice. That's an actual treatment that you would do after cleansing. And serums go on next. So most women are confused on the order of how things go on their skin. It goes from thin to thickest. Think of it that way. So you want to do a spray first, like a toner. Then you want your serums. Serums for anything that you can think of. I have a vitamin C serum. Some people have retinol serums. We have all different types of needs. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. Retinol helps with anti-aging. So many different spot treatments that you can do. So you would go toner, serums, creams like an eye cream, spot treatments. Retinols can even be a spot treatment. And then your moisturizers. So thin to thicker. And finally, protect. Do I need to remind you to use SPF? Because I used to be the girl when I was in my teens. I grew up on the Jersey Shore. I put lemon juice in my hair and baby oil on my skin, and I used a silver reflective thing to get more sunburn, and I damaged my skin. 80s baby, can you relate to that? Maybe you can't. I am on my daughter like crazy to use sunscreen because I've spent a lot of time and money removing sun damage from my skin. I've had intense pulse light facials. I've had, all kinds of different lasers done to get rid of those sunspots and all the broken capillaries, everything that the sun does. And I'm hoping that something doesn't creep up down the road that turns out to be a melanoma, because that's what happens. It just pops up later in life, and it's from your early days in the sun without sunscreen. So I'm going to say, find makeup or tinted moisturizer that has some SPF in it. The only time you don't want to wear SPF this is a little beauty tip, is if you're getting professional photo shoots done. If you've ever put on sunscreen, and I'm hoping you have, you know that it has kind of a sheen to it. And you don't want that sheen when you're having photography done. It reflects light, it bounces light. You can kind of look like you have raccoon eyes. So drop the SPF if you're having a photo shoot. If you're outside for your photo shoot even, it's not going to crush you to be out there for an hour or 90 minutes to get your pictures taken. It hopefully, you'll be protected enough and your skin is protected enough that 90 minutes won't hurt too much or cause too much damage. But for the quality of the photos and how your makeup will look, don't use SPF for a photo shoot. But on the daily, I have a tinted moisturizer that has SPF. I have a CC cream, which is a color correcting cream. Sometimes I'll just wear that if I'm going to the gym and I don't want just my bare skin. I'm the girl that wears makeup to the gym. Sorry, not sorry. I like to be done. But I don't do full glam makeup. I do something on my face for some type of coverage. And it's usually a tinted moisturizer with SPF and something on my lips. And I wear eyelash extensions and my eyebrows are microbladed, so my eyes are done. It's just the rest of my face that I want something on it. So you want to find that. You want SPF on your face. But did you know they're coming out with studies to say blue light from devices like laptops and phones is causing skin damage and premature aging? That is not good news. We can wear blue blocker sunglasses. That helps the eye strain. But what? Being on our computer? What if you work on a computer all day? So blue light is known for, it comes from screens like laptops, phones, and TVs. They have done studies to show what it's doing to your face. Are you ready for this? Oxidative stress, which leads to inflammation and collagen degeneration. Collagen degeneration happens naturally as we age, but if you're younger on a computer screen all day or on your phone all day, it's happening sooner. Blue light disrupts activity of melanocytes, which leads to uneven and excessive pigmentation. Just like the sun. If you have sunspots, right? If you have any sun damage where it makes a brown spot on your skin, blue light's doing that. Blue light contributes to photoaging or skin aging induced by light waves. The same thing that happens if you're out on the beach without sunscreen. It also weakens the outermost layer of your skin and delays its recovery from daily skin stressors. Great. We live in an era with blue light all over the place. We literally are on our screens nonstop. If you get that little weekly reminder of your screen time, is it telling you you're going up, down, or the same? And are you ever shocked by how much time you're on it? Your screen time is affecting your aging. That is the worst news to me because we have gone from being in front of the TV, but at least we were hopefully 6 feet or farther away. We're not 6 feet from our computer monitor. We're not 6 feet from our phone. That's right up there in our face, and it's causing premature aging. What do we do? Well, there's a couple things you can do. One, SPF. SPF is helping prevent some of that skin damage coming from blue light. You can also change your phone to go to night mode. So night mode reduces blue light emittance in favor of gentler yellow or orange light. So you can also put a blue light shield on your phone, your screen, or on your computer monitor or on your laptop screen. So there are different things you can do, but if you're concerned about premature aging, let's talk about blue light for a minute. Oh my gosh, does this upset you as much as it does me? Because I am pivoting to be working online more and less in the brick and mortar world. So when I was preparing for this episode, I was crushed going, what? Sometimes I'm home at night with no SPF on after I've washed my face. I've done my serums. I've done all that stuff. I have no SPF on and I'm on my computer. Here we go. I have to figure out plan B. Well, plan B is a blue light shield on my screen and blue light on my phone. Okay, so that covers cleanse, treat, protect. But let's talk about some other things that are out there, like masks and Clarisonic and that kind of stuff. Like, how do you figure all that into your routine? I even use an infrared treatment on my skin. So I literally have a Monday through Sunday skin routine. Monday is Mask Monday. I always do some type of a mask on Monday nights. Tuesday, I use my infrared. Wednesday, I use a Clarisonic. You don't want to do Clarisonic every day. Well, Clarisonic wouldn't like it if I said that, but most dermatologists agree using some type of brush like that on your skin every day, even the gentle, circular motion that they teach. I love that thing. I love the Clarisonic. After I would wash with a cleanser and use a washcloth in the past, I would go in with my Clarisonic and it was still getting makeup out of my skin. It works. But when I was using it every day, my skin was getting really rough and I didn't like the texture. So it changed the texture. So I stopped using it every day. So do you have a routine that way? Like, what night are you going to do a mask? When would you use a Clarisonic? When would you use maybe retinols? Maybe you don't want to use retinol every single day or a retinol type product because that can really dry and flake your skin. Have you ever made a schedule? Because for women that want their skin to glow and they look their absolute best, you really need a regimen. So you need to know what you're going to use to cleanse, what you're going to use to treat, and what you're going to use to protect, and then when you're going to use it. It's almost like trying to put it right in your calendar until you get it figured out. So I kind of made little, Mondays or Mask Mondays, just different words to make me remember. I also do it around my workout schedule. I do it around my weekend heavier makeup schedule. For example, on Friday and Saturday, I might wear heavier makeup. So I'll probably do some type of a deep cleanse and maybe an exfoliation on Friday or Saturday. And then by Monday, when I'm doing a mask, my skin is ready because it's been exfoliated the day before or 2 days before. It's ready to absorb all the goodness from the mask. See what I mean? So you want to get yourself a schedule to follow so that your skin is being taken care of like the organ it is. And when you do that, my girl, you are going to glow and you're going to feel so good. And the last thing I want to cover about skin is aging treatments. Now, I'm not talking about over-the-counter aging treatments. I'm talking about Botox and fillers and facelifts. Botox is so common, you will see, and fillers actually. I'm seeing girls in their 20s and 30s doing it. Have you ever tried it? Well, I've tried it. I have been doing Botox for several years, and I don't have it so that my face is frozen. I have a great physician who does the injections and I can still move my eyebrows. I still have expression, but it did reduce the crow's feet, the fine lines. I don't have like the 11s in between my eyebrows because I started it before those lines or those wrinkles were coming into play. Now, I have never had a lip filler. I wish I had the guts to do it, but I've never had full lips. So what they say as we age is that, if you add some filler, because we do lose structure, we lose all of the collagen and the elasticity in our skin as we age. If they add some filler, it picks up your face. So a combination of filler and Botox is like a liquid facelift. Do you? I am not going to make judgment on someone that does it. And I'm not going to say you're better if you choose not to. Right now, in the world we live in, they are using fillers with hyaluronic acid. That is something our own body produces and makes, so the body metabolizes it. That's why fillers are not a one and done thing. You have to do it over and over again. It's really something that you have to decide. And I am not going to come on here and talk about beauty and say I am 100% all natural, because I've done both Botox and fillers. I don't do it on the regular schedule that they recommend. It's just so expensive. And I'm like, okay, how long can I get away with it? It is so expensive. And if you don't know how much Botox costs, if you depends on where you live, right? So all of these services depend on where you live. In the greater Seattle area, Botox ranges anywhere from $9.50 per unit up to $15 per unit. Now, someone like me, I'm in my 50s. If you have someone who is really experienced and knows how to generate a really soft, not very wrinkled, but a face that can move, you're going to get probably 50 to 80 units of Botox, because they Botox you from your neck, the front of your neck, all the way up to your forehead. And so you can do the math, right? If it's $10 and you're getting 80 units, that's $800, and it lasts 3 months. Now, the more you use Botox, the longer it stays and the longer the effect lasts. So if you use it on a regular basis, you might be able to go to 4 months. You might stretch it to 5 months. And different areas of your face, it might show that it wears off faster. So everyone's different. Fillers, it depends on the kind of filler. I'm not an expert on it. I can tell you that most fillers will last about a year. Some last longer, and they are much more expensive. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much. I would guess $1,000, $800 to $1,000 per syringe. And, one syringe might do one side of your face, I'm guessing. I am not going to promote that you get Botox and fillers, but I am going to tell you my experience. My experience is I loved it. I loved what it did for the youthfulness in my face. I loved that I didn't develop deep wrinkles around my eyes and in between my eyebrows. I loved what the filler did for me. I'm so long overdue. It's been years, literal years, since I've done filler. And mine lasted for about 3 years. And I noticed the decline, but it was subtle because I didn't do anything super heavy. People wouldn't have looked at me and gone, oh, she's, that face that's overdone, that Hollywood botched job. It wasn't like that. I had a very conservative injector who knew just exactly what I needed to do just to give it a lift. For me, my area that I struggle with most is not in my eyes, it's my lower part of my face, the nasolabial folds or the smile lines that come out of the corner of your nose to the corner of your mouth. That is a normal place as we age where we start to show age, right? It's a normal place to create deep creases or lines, and a good injector will use a little filler in there. And what that does is it not only fills in the line and picks up your lip, but it also lifts the jowls. So if your jowls are starting to drop, they use filler, and that's why it's called a liquid facelift. So is this part of a beauty routine or beauty regimen? That all depends. That all depends on if you want to try this or not. And if you do, they're going to recommend that Botox is every 3 months. Of course, it's not like, life or death. You don't have to go back. And I would definitely do my homework on where you go, because there are people that get one eyebrow higher than the other. There are people who get overfilled. You've seen the lip flips where the lips are just enormous and they look like cartoon characters. You know what? If that's what makes them feel good about them, that's awesome. If that girl feels happy with her lips, great. But that's not for me. So I am in an area in the West and Pacific Northwest and the entire West Coast of the United States. Botox and filler are everywhere, and they're starting in their 20s, and women in their 80s don't look 80 because they're doing this with their face. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay if that makes you feel better about yourself and you feel happy. We all spend money in different ways. I would say if you are someone that's going to go that route, you still need to take care of your skin. It's still an organ. You still need to eat the food that's going to nourish it from the inside out. You still need to get good sleep. You still need to hydrate with lots of water. It's not going to replace bad habits. So if you have good habits and then add Botox and filler, you're going to be okay. You're going to look smashing. But you might get it and decide, you know what, I don't like it. I would say out of 10 women, I've only heard one that said she didn't. Okay, so now let's go into facelifts. I'm not opposed. I know someone personally, actually I know two. One I know really well. She had a lower facelift. She did it last year. She was 58 years old. She had a surgeon in Seattle who, she went through the whole thing of she didn't like her neck, and she felt like she had a turkey neck underneath, and she had a gorgeous result. I'm telling you, gorgeous. And I don't know how she did this, but she is a single woman. She recovered on her own. Someone picked her up from the procedure. And then after that, she went home. She had her head wrapped. It's like a turban, except it goes under your chin. She did all of that by herself. And she said it wasn't unbearable. And when I look at her and I think, wow, I mean, 15 years easy came off of her. Easy came off of her by doing that. And in my beauty salon about 4 years ago, there was a nurse getting her makeup done for a special event who was an assistant to a cosmetic surgeon here in the greater Seattle area that said she believes firmly that your money is better spent getting something like a facelift because the cost of fillers and Botox over and over and over again end up being more expensive. A facelift is a one-time gig. If you time it right, you won't have to have another one. I haven't done it yet. I'm not opposed to doing it. I have also seen eye lifts. Now we're talking about beauty. Now eye lifts are completely different. If your eyes are hooded, there are some girls that go in and have an eye lift and a brow lift. As we age, eyes get more hooded. It just starts to disturb the vision, and those lucky ladies have insurance that pay for that procedure, and because it becomes a medical condition, because they have impaired vision from the hooded eye. And I know a gal in her 70s who had this done about 4 months ago. About 5 years, easy 5 years came off of her from this procedure. So eye lifts can work. Brow lifts can work. These are things that help us look younger, more youthful. But then again, if you want to age gracefully and beautifully and skip all of that, just go back to cleanse, treat, protect. Smile a lot, laugh a lot, drink a lot of water, rest, and be sure to start every day with gratitude. And you, my girl, are going to glow no matter what. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for being here. I originally planned to cover hair in this episode as well as skin. So guess what? I have a bonus episode coming with hair care. And I have learned so much from owning a beauty salon that I have a lot to share. So be watching for that episode to release in a couple days. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe so that you get notified when that episode is released. And until then, my friend, have a fierce, fit, feminine, and fabulous day.